ninth inning. Fly ball, left field, it's deep. And it is gone! Three-run walk-off home run from Manfred. The Phillies win it 5-2 here in the bottom of the ninth inning. They decided to pitch to Franco, and the celebration ensues. Well, the Phillies and their fans are still celebrating after last night's walk-off victory. They're also celebrating the career of Shane Victorino. Big heads are being given out tonight to everyone coming through the gates. They'll honor Shane. We'll talk to him a little later on. NBC Sports Philadelphia, home of the authentic fan, presents the Marlins and the Philadelphia Phillies. Well, Mike Franco provides us with our Geico quote of the day on his reaction after swinging the bat on his game-winning homer. I got too excited. I was just hoping the ball would go over the wall. I was just saying, get out. Get out, get out. And finally it did. He got so excited he knocked his helmet right off. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy along with John Kruk. Did you ever celebrate a walk-off like that where you lost your hat and lost your bat?
No. No, but it was exciting.
It was really exciting. All right, so the Phillies win last night, and as a lot of people have talked about, that Red Sox win was probably one of the most important ones, but then the follow-up to it could be in the same category.
Yeah, Rhys Hoskins, didn't he say that was the biggest hit of the year so far for the Philadelphia Phillies? Let's hope there's a lot more, but it was an exciting ninth inning, and it's something that the Phillies haven't been able to do this year, is put together a win in the ninth inning. But you know, it starts out with what they do a lot. They walk a lot. Then Carlos Santana right here, you want to shift, I'll hit one the other way off the end of the bat. Asdrubal Cabrera, he works a walk. Bearclaw was all over the place with his command. And then Nick gets a breaking ball. He hits it off the end of the bat. Once it got past Bearclaw, you knew that Kingery was going to score to tie the game. And then Maikel Franco, loved what he told Murph after the game. I knew he didn't have fastball command, so I was looking for a breaking ball. He got it, and he didn't miss it, Tom. And your call was fantastic, but the reaction at home plate was even more fantastic for the Fighting Phils to keep them in first place.
All right, so you take a look at some of the guys heating up. The last 34 games for Franco, hitting .342 with 9 home runs. And for Rhys, his last 12, 8 home runs and 14 RBIs. Boy, it's nice to have two guys that are connecting at the same time.
Yeah, and the good thing is they don't hit behind each other, because now you spread out the lineup, makes the lineup deeper, and it's been fun to watch those two over the last handful of games.
All right, so hopefully the Phils can continue to do it tonight as they take on the Marlins. It'll be Velasquez for the Phils, his 21st start. Trevor Richards, who pitched well against the Phillies his last time out, he's pitched really well for the Marlins. He has an excellent change of speeds. All right, Shane Victorino officially retires as a Philly as we kick off Alumni Weekend, brought to you by Toyota. We celebrate the career of Victorino. Phillies baseball. Two of this 4-game series. Phillies won last night in the 9th inning on a walk-off victory with a home run by Maikel Franco. Vince Velasquez has already finished up his warm-up tosses. He's ready to go. Let's look at the Marlins lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. Starlin Castro leads things off for the Marlins. Then Brian Anderson will bat second. We spin down to the number 6 spot where Derek Dietrich, in his last 25 road games, hitting .389.
He had a couple hits last night. I'm surprised they moved him down to 6th.
Yeah, Don Mattingly kind of, well, he moved a number of pieces around tonight. Here's Castro to lead it off, and he takes a strike. We're underway. No balls and 1 strike.
The interchangeable pieces, Tom.
That's right.
Bat 5th one day and lead off the next.
Yeah, last night Castro was 0 for 3 hitting 5th. And it's 0-2. 1 for 3 lifetime against Velasquez. Vince coming off a month of July in which his ERA was 0.95, which was the 4th best earned run average in all of Major League Baseball.
Who are the other 3? Good Lord. Is that relievers too?
I think it's just starters. Out to center field, and Odubel Herrera will head back. And under it. 1 away. And here comes Brian Anderson.
Noticed that last night a couple times off of Pavetta. A couple deep fly balls to center field. And isn't that the pitcher's objective? If you're going to give up a fly ball, have it be to the deepest part of the park.
Absolutely, if you can.
They've successfully done it against Castro.
Fastball inside to Anderson. Anderson last night was 0 for 4. It is tough to keep this young man in check, and that's what the Phillies did. And a foul ball, 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was listed as a slider. It had some odd movement on it for Vince Velasquez. Out toward left center field. Odubel on the run, crossing from one side to the other. 2 outs here in the 1st inning.
Deepest part of the park.
That's exactly right. And now JT Realmuto.
You know, this ballpark does play small. We all know that, but it don't play small out there. 409 with the how high is that fence? 13, 15 feet?
Yeah, it depends on where you go, but yeah, at the 409 mark, it's almost 13 feet, counting the extra fencing.
That telestrator's gone.
John, I don't think you have a telestrator. There's a fly ball to left field, so 3 fly balls.
Perfect.
And the inning is over. Real quick 7-pitch inning for Velasquez. We'll move to the bottom of the 1st. Marlins nothing, and the Phillies coming up. things off against Trevor Richards. Phillies lineup looks like this. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet provider according to speedtest.net. Well, the only real changes with today's lineup is the fact that Kingery will start at shortstop for the Phillies. Mike Kell moves up to the number 5 spot. Rhys Hoskins' last 6 home games, he has 5 home runs. Now there's Trevor Richards, 3-5 with an ERA of 4.06. This kid is getting better and better with each passing start, John.
Yeah, and now you know why his changeup's his best pitch. Lefty's only hitting 198 off of him. And we need to get Cesar back on the ground and on the line. 4 pop-ups last night, right?
Yeah, 0 for his last 13, but yeah, 4 pop-ups last night. 1 ball and 1 strike. I think that's the key right there, John, is to take some pitches, run the count. It's made him so good this year. Popped up foul off the third base bag. That should find the seats. Prado gives it a look. And it's out of play.
You have to think that this changeup is coming, right? And there it is.
Yep, he's got the grip. And he lays off 2-2. His last 7 starts, he is 2-1. They're 4-3 with an ERA of 2.65. Down the left field line. Dietrich will give it a look. It's out of play. Now, John, he has said that the reason he's been better is because he's throwing his fastball more, even though the changeup has been his best pitch.
Yeah, you know, you can watch film on a guy and realize that what his best pitch is, and if he throws it a lot, it all of a sudden doesn't become his best pitch anymore. It just becomes another pitch. So, yeah, I remember Kent Mercker. Came out of the bullpen for the Braves throwing gas. And then they made him a starter, and he started throwing his changeup, and he kept throwing it. Then his fastball velocity went down. He became easier to hit.
There's the changeup, swung on and missed, 1 away. So the Phillies have their first out here at the bottom of the first, and that brings Rhys Hoskins to the plate. With Hoskins coming up, it's time for our Nissan upgrade. Upgrade to the technology of tomorrow today. And Hoskins has reached base safely at 19 straight, which is second only to Matt Carpenter for the longest active streak. Jesse Winker is going to sit at 17 for the rest of the year. Because of his injury, he is done for the season. Check swing on the first pitch, and it's 0-1. Sean Barber said he went around.
That was easy. Didn't you have an incident in Boston where they wouldn't check it? The home plate umpire called it a swing. Who was hit?
Was it Knapp? I don't remember. There were a couple of occasions in Cincinnati and Boston where it happened.
Like, doesn't it just save the argument?
It definitely saves the argument.
If you ask, like, how come the catcher's allowed to ask but the hitter isn't?
That's a good point. There's a broken bat. Soft liner foul over the tarp on 1 hop. And nice play out with 1 hand. So Rhys will get a new bat. Yeah, it's true. I never thought about that.
I was thinking about that night. I'm like, how come the hitter can't ask? Why can't the hitter say, did I go?
We're going to start to make a running list on this thing.
Yeah, you got to remember all these things I got to bring up to Manfred in the offseason.
Notes for Rob Manfred. I think I know how you can solve that one, is you can call Joe Torre.
Maybe I will.
No balls and 2 strikes to Hoskins here in the first. Had a swing and a miss at a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, so 2 outs.
Tom, we haven't put it in play yet.
No, a couple foul balls.
Those don't count. It's, you know, when your best pitch is a changeup, he throws that fastball, max out at 91, 92. but it looks like a lot harder because of the always in your mind is that changeup as a hitter. I don't know if it's going to be in Odubel's mind, but that's what I mean. If he gives you a fastball early, you got to take your chances at it.
Well, there's a fastball in the inner half of the plate. Odubel did not agree with it. No balls and 1 strike. There's a changeup, 0-2. Here's the quote from Richard about why he's been successful. He said, "It's just been going after hitters a little bit more than I was early on, being able to attack. My fastball command has been better. It starts with that and being able to hit spots and then mixing in speeds." In the dirt, 1-2.
Well, the one thing I can tell you about a left-handed hitter trying to hit a changeup off righties, if you try to pull it, you're out. Unless it's an absolute mistake. But where he threw that second strike to Odubel with the swing, if Odubel keeps trying to pull it, it's going to be a swing and miss for the rest of the night.
He had a swing and a miss, and he struck out the side. 15 pitches in the first inning, and Richards has 3 strikeouts. We'll go to the second. Pat Gillick, you see there, chatting with Charlie Manuel, and the late Roy Halladay will be placed on the Phillies Wall of Fame. It's at 7:05. Arrive early to see the 2008 World Champion Home Run Derby. Go to Phillies.com for more information. That'll be at the Yard, the Home Run Derby. Chuck is holding court, isn't he?
Charlie's giving Mr. Gillick a little advice on the speech and how to go about it. I'm sure I think Charlie would like to have Justin Bour to work with.
I would think you're right.
I think Justin Bour would be, of all the hitters on the Marlins, I'm sure he loves Real Muto and others, but I think this is a guy that he would probably love to work with.
That one's out toward left center field, and Hoskins is there. Well, here's the home run last night. It's part of our giant home run replay, the home run by Bour.
Yeah, got ahead in the count, and Nick worked back to a 3-2 and change up and didn't get it down where he wanted to, and that's our giant home run replay. Put him ahead, we thought, for good, but little
ninth inning magic.
Little ninth, very much magic. John Dorenbos good.
He's performing in the area coming up.
We saw him. He's in Atlantic City.
Martin Prado.
Or Ocean City.
Prado 240 with a home run and 13 runs batted in. 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts last night. Little dribbler to the right of the mound. First ground ball of the night. Very casually picked up by Velasquez. 2 outs.
Nice to see the infield getting involved. We're lulling their defense to sleep. That was very casual though for Vince, but
it's almost as if he tried to slow it down.
Yeah, you know, but he's such a good athlete, and he understands that, you know, Martin Prado doesn't run as well as he used to, so you could take your time. No use rushing. You don't get extra points for getting him out sooner. That could be another one. We'll call Rob about that.
That might add a little spice to the game. First pitch to Dietrich missed, I guess, a bit high, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Dietrich 2 for 4 with a couple strikeouts last night. Foul tip, 1-1. Two. Last time out for Vince was at Cincinnati. He battled in that outing, but we mentioned his numbers have been increasingly better. Last 6 games, 2-1 with an earned run average of 1.67. And just missed outside, 2-2. And we mentioned the ERA in July. The guys ahead of him were Chris Sale, Eduardo Rodriguez, both of the Red Sox, and Robbie Erlin.
Well, keep it moving into August. So all hands on deck now, man. You got a shot. You got a legitimate shot of playing into October.
Swing and a miss. 94 miles an hour with a little cut on that one. 6 up, 6 down for Velasquez. He threw just 9 pitches. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Neighborhood and major news of the day in 2 languages every weeknight. Count on NBC 10 News and Telemundo 62 News at 11. First pitch to Santana is hooked foul, and it's 0-1. See what everyone's talking about tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Santana had 2 hits last night, including a little dribbler. This turned out to be a big moment because he kept the inning going.
Yeah, the old shift got the fish in the ninth on that one.
You think it's funny though that Williams followed with a very similar ground ball?
You just got to play some, Tom.
2 balls, 1 strike to Santana. 3-1.
Now here's where you got to guess right. 3-1. You know, no guarantee Richard's going to throw a fastball here. He could throw that changeup.
Pulled to the right side and diving stop. Castro from a knee throws him out. Well, that's a fine play. And that brings Maikel Franco to the plate. Well, last night Maikel Franco was the big hero. This is the normal angle of this home run from Maikel, but there was a lot of action going on out in the stands. There was the tipping of the ball and a great celebration at home plate, but they were also celebrating out in left field. It was pretty exciting to be out there. The guys that videoed the catch did all that shot right there. You've seen it all around the city today. It was pretty incredible. And Murph is out there with those guys right now. Murph?
I am indeed. In fact, behind home plate tonight. So the base hit there by Maikel Franco. You won't be getting any video. Ryan Kennedy next to me. His brother Dennis over here. You won't be getting any video of home runs from where you are, at least home run balls caught. But take me through that last night, because it was almost like you had a premonition that something special was going to happen.
Yeah, I had a feeling Franco was going to do something special. And we were actually up top before the rain delayed, and we somehow got down from my buddy Dan. And pop fly, I was like, get this on video. My phone's on 1%. If something happens, I got it. So I'm on Snapchat, and I'm walking down. I'm like, oh, this is a weight room problem. Like, it's not getting out of the ballpark. And it just kept on carrying and carrying, and it landed in the guy's hands, and he turned around and he hugged me. To be honest, I don't know who he is. And he hugged me. And they're like, do you want to get it signed? And he hugged the usher, and the usher hugged me. And I was like, what is going on here? And so
a lot of hugging, apparently.
Yeah, I put it on my Snapchat story. A lot of people were like interested in it. So I was like, you know what? Put this on Twitter, see what happens. Because if somebody got that on video, I would want to see it if it was me that caught that ball. So next thing I know, I have pretty important people contacting me.
No, that was just Jeff Halleckman, our producer. Don't worry about that. Let me just ask you this, because we're starting to see that the fans are coming out. This is a first-place team, and things like last night are happening. Yep. We're believing in this, are we not?
Yeah, I've been coming since it was raining in April, and it was freezing and raining, and when tickets were cheap, and I got in the Diamond Club because it was so cheap, and now it's that price. I got to be all the way up top, and I got here tonight again. I don't know how.
All right, well, you're here with your friends and your family. You got this whole row here. You got your buddy behind you, and we think that you guys are some serious, authentic fans. So because of that, we're going to pass these out, some authentic fans hats from NBC Sports Philadelphia. And hey, thanks for sharing the video, and thanks for sharing a great moment in this season. Hopefully we have many, many more.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. Go Phillies.
Go Phillies. Guys, back upstairs.
All right, Murph, thank you very much. Yeah, it was, I mean, it was electric last night. And I know some people had left because of the rain. There was a delay. It was still a very quick game, even with the delay.
Yeah.
But this place was, I don't know, this place was like we hadn't heard this place in a while.
Yeah, that story right there reminds me of my son, who went to the NFC Championship game, and he's a non-hugger.
So do not hug Kyle.
Do not, no. But I called him after the game. I said, how was it? He goes, I hugged so many people, and I didn't even care. And that's kind of what those gentlemen went through last night.
Oh, that's great.
Start hugging people when something great happens.
Williams is down looking. That's 4 strikeouts for Richards, and there are 2 outs here in the second. Well, and just listening to some of the comments that came out of the Phillies dugout, they knew how important the second game was against the Red Sox to win that one.
Yeah.
But then to follow it up with last night's victory and still remain in first place, because you already knew the Braves had won.
And the Nationals won. They were trying to close in on another game. But yeah, last night was the most exciting game I've seen this year for the Phillies. It was You know, but it was typical Phillies baseball. Walks. You know, they caught a break with the, you know, the infield base hit. And Nick's ball getting past Bearclaw to let Kingery score. And then McKell just took it on his shoulders and put one out of here. And a huge win.
1 ball, no strikes to Alfaro, and then he fights it off. Alfaro was on deck. I'm sure there was thought to walk Franco, but I think John's point last night was the reason why. With nobody warming up, Don Mattingly probably thought, well, Bearclaw's having trouble throwing strikes. I don't want him to walk in the winning run.
Yeah, and you know, it's great to hear. You know, McKell, I said it in the open about, you know, he noticed he didn't have any fastball command, and so he said, I set on breaking ball. You know, it's one thing to guess and guess right. It's still another thing you have to hit it.
And hit it enough, which he did. Don Mattingly in his 3rd season with the Marlins. 2 balls, 1 strike to Alfaro. And a little dribbler foul. It's 2-2. There's Franco's swing.
I mean, you see it just, I mean, he didn't catch it clean. It was a little off the end of the bat, but, you know, he hit it so high, and at first I didn't think it was going to go out.
And then second, you thought he gave himself a black eye.
I'm not an expert on bat flips, but I'm sure you're not supposed to hit yourself in the head with it when you do it. But hey, at that point, he wasn't feeling anything.
3-2 to Alfaro. Hit himself right in the cheek. And then the helmet came off.
So that's something we can work on. See? Just because you're in first place doesn't mean you still can't work on things, Tom.
Runner goes, ball is fouled. And we'll do it again with the count 3-2 and 2 strikes. Or I should say 2 outs. Kingery's on deck.
You know how much this would bother some people that I played with?
The bat flip?
No. Oh, no. You know, you have a walk-off win with the powder blue unis.
Oh, wearing the stripes tonight. Yeah.
Oh, man. I know one in particular. Our little leadoff hitter would have been.
You would have worn the powder blue tonight, or at least there would have been a fight.
Yeah.
First walk issued by Richards, and it brings up Kingery. Well, the powder blues have become rather popular again in these parts.
Let's get that, see if we can get a first pitch fastball for Scotty right here, and a little line drive up the middle, score Franco.
That one drops in for a strike. It's 0-1.
Ooh.
It's a changeup that almost looks like a curveball the way it comes in.
Yeah, it has a little hump in it, but it's. I mean, you know, if you had 2 strikes, that probably wouldn't have been the one to throw. But, you know, your first pitch of the at bat, you're probably looking for something harder. You just walked the guy.
Outside, they throw behind Franco, and he gets back. Pacing himself to get back.
Make the game fun again, Tom.
He has been laughing a lot recently.
Do you blame him?
Nope.
He had 30-something games of hitting 350 or 340 or whatever with a bunch of homers and RBIs.
On the outside corner, 1-2.
Maybe they think it's someone else out there.
Gingrich stays alive. Velasquez on deck. Fouling off one changeup after another. Nice crowd on this Friday night. Expecting big crowds this weekend. There are tickets still available for both Saturday and Sunday. Tomorrow it's the Wall of Fame. Sunday it's honoring all the alums, including the 08 guys. There's a fly ball out to right field, and Anderson stammers under it and makes the catch. And the inning is over. No runs, one hit, 2 men left for the Phillies. We've completed our first 2. We'll head to the 3rd. No videos there, but maybe later on. .com. Go to the fan section for all the information. Please submit your answer on the subject line. John, who was the last Philly to have 10 or more doubles, triples, home runs, and stolen bases in the same season?
Huh? Who was the last Philly to have 10 or more doubles, triples, homers, stolen bases in the same season? I know this one.
Do you?
It wasn't me.
No, it was not you. Coors Light refreshing finish. Take a listen.
This is not a goodbye. It's just the next chapter. Mahalo, Philly.
Well, Shane Victorino got a chance to say hello and kind of goodbye to the Phillies fans, but as he said, it's not necessarily a goodbye. Shane officially retired as a member of the Philadelphia Phillies. And what a great reaction today when he was out on the field, presented with a beautiful gift from the Phillies. There it is right there. David Montgomery, John Middleton, and these are 2 flying Hawaiians flying into the stadium to honor Shane during tonight's festivities. And then a great round of applause for Ryan Howard and Shane as the ceremonial first pitch took place. And as Velasquez begins the top of the 3rd, Shane joins us up here in the TV booth. Welcome. It's great to see you, first of all. Did a great job down there.
Thank you, Johnny.
Did a great job down there.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So first of all, Ryan comes out to catch you, and you give him this. Like, you know, I'm not going to trick you with a changeup or breaking ball, because I know you got that in your repertoire.
I wanted actually to bounce it.
But can you
wanted
believe
to
he
scoop
caught it with one hand?
That's what the big debate was. Ryan tried to trap every ball guys threw in the infield at first base. So maybe sometimes it takes you getting away from the game to realize that you're just that good, you know?
Now that's funny.
That's the first thing. Seriously, that's what we talked about. Look at Ryan kiss the ball one-handed.
Well, you tell him that first before we see him this weekend.
Believe me, we told him more than one time in our career.
Well, I will say that I was really impressed not only with the fans, I was impressed with your speech, but the reaction, that had to overwhelm you, the reaction of the Phillies fans.
You know, you definitely have an expectation sometimes, or an understanding of what by, you know, things that I've done with players in the past. And I think that, you know, tonight it definitely exceeded that. You know, I definitely was excited, and the nerves definitely kicked in after the introduction.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. I can't, I think it's, and John knows this from the '93 team, and you saw it when the '93 guys came back. I just can't wait to see the reaction this weekend to all of you guys coming back, because just about all of you are coming back, except for those guys that are still playing.
Yes, you know, it's something special. You know, we definitely grew with the city, and that's why people asked me that, and I said, I grew as a young man. As a 25-year-old kid, I came into this city and came into this organization, but along with other guys that were similar to me in situations and scenarios, and we grew up to be young men, you know, fathers, and we grew together as brothers. So, you know, we saw and we grew with the city, and the city grew with us. I mean,
were you guys allowed to grow up? Is that part of it too, that Charlie allowed you to grow up almost?
I mean, having his manager like Charlie, I mean, it's hard to explain to people other than, yes, he lets us, you know, he lets you be you. But he had one thing, and that was working hard and going out there and playing hard. He never questioned anything if you played hard.
I think the great thing about this city is, Shane, was, you know, of course, you guys and the 1980 guys reached that pinnacle of having a parade on Broad Street, but I've always said it doesn't matter where you're from or where you live, you're always welcome here.
Man,
if you did what you all did.
No, I mean, and that's what it's about, and I think that's the biggest preach, and I say to guys anywhere though, just in sports in general, but you know, mostly even from where like here, I said you got to win if you want to captivate a fan base. You know, but along the way you also got to do it correctly, and I think that's what, you know, we embraced the city, and we were, you know, we were part of the, you know, we made, I think, the fans feel like, you know, just the personalities. I mean, we were out there, we were not afraid to say hi to people, we were part of, you know, and again, that we became that too.
Well, there's 2 strikeouts in a row for Vince Velasquez, actually 3 in a row, because he finished off the second with 1, and he's got the first 2 here. What are you looking forward to most this weekend?
Reliving all those moments, you know, and seeing the guys and seeing where we are in life, and you know, our kids are running out there, you know, having Kingston along my side today for the first pitch. You start looking at life, and you start looking at perspective. I mean, it's just to relive those moments where none of us had that, and now to see it, you know, us get to enjoy with our children. I mean,
can I give you some advice about this reunion thing?
Yes, sir.
The older you get, the better you get. Seriously, because we just had one.
Yeah. Yes.
And you know, we all had dinner together. It's about 10 or 15 of us, and we were like, I don't think any of us ever made an out.
Right.
I know Kurt Schilling has yet to throw a ball.
It's true. Great. I mean, like you said, now I get what you're saying. You're right. You don't talk about the bad. It's all the positive and reliving those great moments. And
you'll never hear. Remember when you struck out?
No.
Remember that grand slam you hit off CC? That's
it's
what
true.
you're going to talk about.
Exactly. Is those moments. You know, the Stairs home run. I mean, like I said, I can't wait to relive it.
Well, your home run after Stairs, too.
It was prior to
Stairs, though, too.
It was prior to Stairs.
I mean, that to me is sort of forgotten in some ways.
I think that's, to me, honestly, you know, now that you know, I brought that up and people ask that, now that I've got to kind of dissect or, you know, kind of take that question in, that I knew then. When I hit that home run to tie the game, that's when I felt like, you know what, I mean, we were not going to get beat.
There's a strike 3 call.
This kid's good.
So, yeah. Well, tonight, he's got it going right now. He just struck out the side. We're spending some time with Shane Victorino. He'll stick around for the bottom of the 3rd inning. There it is right there.
Yes.
You golfed it out. It didn't go as far as Stairs, but it certainly had a major impact and helped lead the Phils to the World Series. The game. We go back to June of 2008. Yeah, he thought it was going to be a base hit and an RBI, but Shane took care of that. So did Carlos, too. And that kept Bradledge perfect. Midway through the season, he went on to be perfect the entire year. I thought that was one of the more incredible plays that we saw in 2008. Just that entire play going through.
Is that considered a walk-off?
I guess that's considered a walk-off.
Give it to him.
You know, it's funny. You saw in that replay. You know, you saw the guy clapping his hands. And, oh man, I love that stuff. Looking at that, looking back. You know, that's the part for me. Okay, that I try to figure out, guys. You guys are but there's backflips and all this rah. You know, guys talk about if you got like the kid in Oakland came out and said, if you got a problem with me. At the end of the day, if it's a big moment, do whatever you want. Wow. But you know, not just. And it is what it is. But I look at those kind of things and I say. Respect, respect, respect. Respect the game will respect you.
Don't clap until it's over. You never know when you never know when that laser beam's coming out the
opposite way, exactly.
Well, there's so many of these jerseys that are around the ballpark, even to this day. I mean, obviously there'll be more this weekend as Velasquez fouls it away.
Yeah, you know, when Chase came back here a couple weeks ago, I wasn't doing the games. I was watching, and I mean, half the people here had Utley jerseys on.
Hey, by the way, I got to correct myself. I forgot that was Coasty that made that.
Yes, Coasty.
I said it was Chooch.
It was Coasty.
It's Coasty.
Yeah.
That made that play.
Yeah. You know, it's those kind of moments, as I said, that makes things happen. And you know, Lid said that's when he knew then that we were going to win. I said, man, that was a long way out. But you know, guys have it. I mean, you understand it. I mean, also kept him perfect, kept him going in the right direction, and. You know, that's kind of stuff. Everybody gets confident by a simple play like that. It's not a home run. It's not a, you know, it's simple. You know, to me, it was being diverse in the whole game.
Velasquez the opposite way. Anderson was playing in. It's over his head and a one-hop off the wall.
Smart kid.
Velasquez on his way to second. He's there sliding on the infield side. Was that smart enough?
Hey, it worked. I'm not risking hurting that arm, though. That's I love the hustle, though. Hey, I can't complain. I was just, you know, I saw him going in there to slide it.
Well, I know you probably haven't heard this much, but he's a pretty good athlete for a good team.
Very good. Yeah. I recognize that in St. Louis. I mean, Houston when he was there.
He sliced it the opposite way. That's his second career double. You would think he'd have more than that. You could smell it right there.
Love it.
All right, here is Cesar with a runner at second base. And there's a strike. It's 0-1. You had your foundation luncheon today as well, so you helped raise money for your foundation, which I know is still important to you. You were at the facility yesterday.
Shooting baskets.
Shooting baskets.
Yes, living the heydays of back when I was a young kid. Good. Took some couple kids down. You know, they rolled me the ball, said let's do it. So I had to say okay. No, it was fun. You know, anytime I get to go back and you know, I think we're going to talk about this aspect of the baseball player was one part, but I think, you know, having that Boys and Girls Club in Nicetown and putting it there, and it's
great.
You know, only solidified that love and that passion for this city, and you know, I'm truly blessed.
Fly ball center field. Sierra's going back. Velasquez is tagging. He'll go to third. So Cesar at least gets him to third with less than 2 outs. And 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. I remember the day where you dedicated the Boys and Girls Club. And I remember how proud your mom and dad were of you during that ceremony. And that place was beautiful.
I mean, here's a little clips of me reliving my heydays, but you know, it was nice to be with the kids and to understand and what it does for a community like that. I mean, it's you know, the smile and you know, the numbers at 400 kids a day, sometimes up to 1,200 in that area, and you know, seeing where it's reaching out to. But you know, I'm lucky.
There's a bunch of them here tonight, isn't there?
Yes, they are.
Kids,
they are.
Saw them and
they shall be somewhere. I'm not sure where they are tonight.
They all had their backs turned with their Victorino 8 shirts.
That's pretty neat. Here's Hoskins, and he takes a strike. It's 0-1. I know that for you made it up to the major leagues, not with the Phillies, but this is where you kind of grew up. I mean, when you think back on how things actually transpired, I know you didn't want to go down to the minor leagues for another year when you were the MVP. but do you think back now and say, man, everything worked out the way it was supposed to?
Yeah, I mean, that was actually the big discussion that Ruben Amaro and I had in spring training. You know, after I was designated for assignment, you know, and there was no true answer other than that, you know, there wasn't a space at that time. And, you know, he talked me into it. He said, and you know, when I left the room, I went back and talked to my agent. I said, you know what, this team brought me here with a chance to win a big league job. Unfortunately, it didn't work out in a month and a half that I was there. But I said, you know what, if I can stay focused and go there, I'm already in their vision. I've already been in their sight. They had me part of it. Rule 5 guy, you almost have to stick. So you were part of that team. It's just things didn't work out. And so going to AAA, you know, it definitely worked. That's how
I mean, that's what happened when you were Rule 5 the first time. Where the numbers just didn't work out.
Yeah, that happened in San Diego the first time.
I remember distinctly going down to the Padres minor league camp and telling all those minor leaguers, 120-something of them, you're playing for every other team.
Exactly.
You don't know who's going to watch.
Sierra on one hop, his throw to the plate, not in time. It's an RBI bloop single for Hoskins. And it's 1-0 Phillies here in the third. Pretty special player, isn't he, Shane?
Yes, Hoskins.
He is. Give Velasquez a lot of credit. It was his hustle that got him across the plate.
But, you know, in finishing, we got, I mean, here you see it, a little ball at the end of the bat, the breaking ball. It looked like Sierra took a couple steps back, respecting the power, and dropped in front of him. And Vince with the tag, and that's why he had to run the full 90 feet.
It's a good heads-up play, though.
Yeah, he, like I said, he knows what he's doing out there. But, you know, we ended up getting, after I got traded to Phillies, we ended up getting Dave Hollins from the Padres as a Rule 5. And, you know, he said, I'll never forget you telling me that there's 20-something other teams that are going to be watching me. And, well, you had it twice.
No, I mean, that's the part.
Amazing.
I mean, that's having that opportunity. I mean, you know, I tell people I was lucky in my career. Lucky was because opportunity and preparation met, and I was prepared for my opportunity. And you know, you look at a kid right here in Herrera. I mean, this is a Rule 5 kid who has done great, has done, you know, got a long-term deal. You know, and that's sometimes, hey, it doesn't matter what path it is. It's about getting an opportunity to play at this level, to show yourself, and not just your organization, like you said. Now, 29 other teams that are watching you.
Well, it's no balls and 1 strike to Herrera. And it's 0-2. So we've been watching a lot of, obviously, replays of the 08 World Championship. Your celebration, you were mic'd up, and you're running in from center field. There was a lot of recaps of Game 5 over the last couple of days, and just what everybody was doing the day leading up to Game 5 because it was a cancellation. Was it the coldest game that you ever played?
Yes. Other than that was Buffalo in AAA my first year when I got sent down. At the beginning of the season, it was raining and it was miserable, and I remember telling our manager, I was like, Gene, did I really have to play? Like, this is miserable. Like, I remember sitting on the floor in the dugout in Buffalo, and I'm like sitting next to the heater. I'm like, I cannot move. This is not. So, yes, that was besides that, which at a big league game, yes. I remember looking down at my sleeves at Game 5.5, and the ice, I mean, the rain was starting to become icicles on my arm. So I was like, let's end it.
Like Hawaii.
Yeah, right. In Hawaii at the highest point.
Yeah, really. So what do you remember running in from center field?
I felt like I was never going to get to that pile.
It didn't seem like it was like 1,000 yards away?
I was like, come on. And I thought I was going to miss the pile. Oh, man.
It's like you're running all by yourself.
Slow motion.
Where is everybody?
Where is? You know, everybody converges on the pile. So it was like, come on. And that's why I was lucky enough to be here. The pile was basically done when I got there.
Well, it's good that you're on top and not on the bottom. Because
true.
Brad always talks about how he got crushed from Ryan jumping.
Oh, it was. I'm claustrophobic, so being on the bottom of that pile would not have been a good thing for me. I would have been kicking and punching. So I'm glad it was them, not me.
You're claustrophobic. How'd you do at the clubhouse in Boston?
Take deep breaths every day before I walked in.
I know that there's certain guys the world looking forward to. Are you looking forward to seeing somebody that you haven't seen in a while this weekend?
I just saw Clay Condrey. I haven't seen him in a while, so we saw him in the dining room. So yes, I'm looking forward to seeing the guys that I haven't been and, you know, been able to communicate and see. But today's world, you feel like you see everybody with technology and social media, and you know, that's why I say and the flip side to all of this is that you get to keep up with your teammates, watching how you're growing. But back in the day, you literally had to get on a flight or had to go somewhere to be with that person. Nowadays, you just follow, and you know, it's a positive, and yes, it's a negative.
So what you're saying is that you've downloaded a lot of Brett Myers music?
I've got a couple. I've heard him. He's actually let me know about him.
Bad.
Yeah. Brett was always one of those guys. He just had to dial in. If you got Brett to dial in on what he wanted to do, he could be good at whatever he wanted to.
There's Clay.
Look at Clay. Scotty
Chooch is there. Scott Air.
Yes.
That's
Scoochie's
awesome.
being Scoochie. Oh, man.
Chooch looks good, though.
I told him, I said, what happened? He down there riding them horses in Panama.
1-1 to Santana's
It's
inside.
a good leader here, by the way. I would love this pickup when they went and got Santana. What a good guy.
Well, and I think this team, and this team may not have the offense that you guys had in 07, but I think they're similar to your 07, to the 07 team in some ways.
Yes. I mean, grit. That's all you got to have, man.
Yeah.
It's grit.
Two balls, 2 strikes. I don't think they're going to pull a tarp onto a field like you guys did in Colorado.
Oh, man. Let's not talk about that one. That was talking about panic.
Yeah.
I've never seen so many guys panic on a big league baseball team.
That was dangerous.
Oh, man. It was.
I mean, you all saved
we
some
were
people.
watching it. I mean, you saw it happening.
2-2.
How did Charlie handle that one?
He wasn't. He actually told everybody, stay in here, stay in here. We're like, these people are going, yes.
Here we go, July 8, 2007.
Man, look at this team just carters.
It's overwhelming to be out there.
And the part about it is the first set went over, and then it just kept like picking up and folding over them. And man, we panicked.
And there you go. It's like a wave of people just heading out there. Sandbags. Abraham Nunez tossing the sandbags.
Look at Barney. Oh man.
Even Dubes is out there, and then the sun popped out. Grounds crew thanking everybody as you guys walked off.
But again, look at that. That's what makes it's individuals, man. That just don't happen. You know what I mean? It's just the individuals we had were just a bunch of great dudes.
Well, strike 3 called. Shane, we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you guys as always,
Awesome
man.
seeing you, buddy.
Thank you as always.
Look good. Family looks great.
Johnny. Thank you,
man.
Shane Victorino joining us up here in the booth.
Hey.
There you go.
I'll take the other one, number 8.
We'll be back after this. We begin the top of the 4th inning. The Phillies lead at 1-0. Starlin Castro takes a slider first strike from Vince Velasquez, and it's 0-1. Our thanks to Shane Victorino for spending some time with us. We'll be talking to a couple of guys throughout the course of the weekend. As you saw from that shot in the box, a lot of them have arrived to kick off the weekend. I know the weather slowed some folks from getting in because of all the storms in the area. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Boy, he's got a good slider tonight, doesn't he?
Real good slider and good pace too of his. You know, the big thing with Vince is always if he gets fidgety, but there ain't no fidgeting tonight.
The 1-2 pitch to Castro. Hot shot to second. Glove side by Hernandez. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery's latest scratch-off, Neon. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. And by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Well, with John Crook and Greg Murphy, I'm Tom McCarthy. We are in the top of the 4th inning. One man down. Phillies up 1-0. And Brian Anderson is the batter.
Yeah, that group was, you know, you had Jimmy Rollins at the top and then Chase. I mean, it was power throughout that lineup, really.
1-1. I like the fact that, you know, with Rollins up top, and let's say if Shane batted second, there was nobody. You couldn't match the speed alone.
Well, even Chase before the knee injuries was a plus runner.
Breaking ball, a curve outside, 2-1, or if Shane led off and Rollins was not at the leadoff spot, which didn't happen often.
Yeah. But it made it easy for Charlie to give guys off days.
There's another breaking ball, 2-2.
You know, our team, you know, if Lenny wasn't leading off, we had a hole there.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Phillies when they search for somebody when Cesar's not there. The Phillies right now. Breaking ball, 3-2.
They were fun to watch.
Well, that 08 team, it wasn't a sure thing as the year went on. But man, did they put it together again at the end of the season. They overtook the Mets for a second straight year. There was no walk in the park in the postseason either. But Cole just, I mean, he pitched to another level.
Yeah, it was Madison Bumgarner like, really. And wasn't he hurt at the end of the year? Or like in July or August? Was that the year he was hurt? And they didn't know if he was going to get to come back in September and pitch?
That's a good question, John. I know that the next year, because he pitched so many innings.
For some reason, I think that was 2008 when they wasn't sure if he'd be able to come back and pitch in September.
And just a bit high, and that's the first base runner of the game. It's a 1-out walk to Anderson. So after that last fastball, the opposition in the month of July hit 167 against Velasquez's fastball, which was second best to only Aaron Nola. Garrett Cole on that list, Sean Newcomb, who nearly had a no-hitter. And now JT Realmuto. And he pops it up into foul territory toward the right field side and into the crowd. Pitch usage tonight for Velasquez. 71% four-seam fastball.
Hey, if it's working, why change it? Slider 12, two-seam 10, and 7% change. I'd like to see a nice slider down the way and see if we can't roll over a double play here.
2. Yeah, Hamels was pretty clean that year, John. He threw 227 in the 3rd innings.
Maybe it was the other. Maybe it was.
I think it might have been 09 that you're thinking about.
09 or 07, maybe even 07. I don't know. I'll just keep you occupied. Keep throwing your ears out there. Keep looking.
Fly ball to center field. Odubel is in and there for the 2nd out. You know, it's funny. The years sometimes just roll together. That you kind of.
It might have been 07.
It was 07 in August of 07.
Yeah, because.
Thank you, Carl.
I remember. Wasn't there a quote from Cole?
Now that I don't remember.
That he said, if we're still in it, I'll try to come back and pitch. And, you know, how many games were the Phillies out entering September? 10 or so?
It's one of the most amazing comebacks in the history of comebacks. Bohr slaps it to the 3rd base side, and the inning is over. I don't know if that's something that you would want as a manager.
No.
No runs, no hits, 1 man left, middle of the 4th, 1-0 Phillies. A peek at Justin Bohr, the cleanup hitter.
Yeah, that's sure that's not what Don Mattingly's looking from his 4th hitter with 2 outs. But a great athlete, as we mentioned, is Vince Velasquez. He got to that easy and built for baseball, not built for bunting.
Nope.
Justin Bohr.
Well, the Phillies lead at 1-0. Honestly, I had to look down in my book to say, is the pitcher hitting? Because
do you get that way when we have a guest up here in the booth?
Sometimes, yes.
Like, I just forget what we're doing. Wait, is there a game? Why is this game bothering our conversation?
I enjoyed that conversation with Shane. Scott Air wants to come up to the booth. I don't think he knows where it is, though.
It's a shame Shane doesn't have any energy.
Still has it, doesn't he? It is kind of neat, though, watching his son Kingston come out, because I remember when Kingston was born, and just, you know, how big his kids are getting. Well, all of our kids, but that it's been 10 years as that ball is fouled off the foot of Franco. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, he don't need him getting hurt.
Oh, man, right off the inside.
Right off the bunion.
Right off the bunion. That'll bother him in about 20 years.
Well, that's, you know, I noticed that's where the baseball players, because they wear the spikes, especially on the turf, but that's where you always got your big calluses on the inside of your big toe.
Chris Mudd, Phillies athletic trainer, out.
They need to go to Mito's saying something to him.
So get in the box. Come on. Jokingly.
Wow, everyone's getting a chuckle. I'm anxious to hear what they're saying. Can we get Mikel to break open wear a mic for us?
Oh.
A little late on that swing.
A little tardy. Good swing, though.
Really good. Kept his head in there. Front hip was locked in.
Bouncer foul past Dusty Wathen.
Tell you what, he keeps throwing that changeup to our right-handed hitters. We might have a few more guys limping around.
Yeah, you can see why he's been successful with it. I know the Phillies got the run, which was great. But you can see why he's been successful with that changeup.
I tell you what, this is what I like to see. All them seats filled up.
Mm-hmm. There's a one hopper, and it's 2-2. That and all the activity out in Ashburn Alley.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, did you think in April that this place would be near capacity?
Well,
in March.
No, not for the brand, not for the baseball. I thought they were, they still had a ways to go. 7 strikeouts for Richards. And we're only in the 4th inning. And here comes Nick Williams.
I have friends call me, boy, they win ugly. They win up. Okay, but would you rather them win ugly or lose pretty?
We spoke to Murph and I were up at the High and Inside Pub, and we talked to the folks at the Phillies fan club today, and we said the same thing. That they just figure it out.
Yeah.
That one's off the end of the bat, flared to right field, and Brian Anderson makes the catch. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Chevrolet dealers and by WB Mason. Who bought WB Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better.
That's a big trophy, Tom.
Yeah, you can't really put that in your car. Well, I guess you could. Depends on how big the better your pickup is.
Better have a real low mantle too in your house.
Have to have a real low mantle. Might have to build a special one for it.
I have to have the mantle under the fireplace.
Alfaro takes inside.
So is Scotty Air coming in or what?
I don't know. He said he wanted to come up to the booths, but I don't know if he. No, he's sitting out talking to Clay Condrey right now. You can see him over there.
Where do you see these people?
Over in the box to our left. He's in a green shirt.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking in the wrong one. See Scotty every year at fantasy camp.
Does he take his RV up? There he is.
Well, he lives close to there, right?
Yeah, he doesn't live far. I think he lives on the other side, though.
I think he commutes.
That's a long drive.
What else does he have to do?
It's very true.
Tell you what, he's funny though.
He used to live in his RV in spring training. We'll try to get the crazy lefty up here. Alfaro fouls it back. You want to talk about unsung heroes that year. That pickup.
Unbelievable.
A lefty out of the bullpen.
Uh-oh, he's up and running.
He's up and running. Let's see. We'll time him and see how long it takes him to get here.
I'd say by the time he stops and talks to everyone, 8th inning.
Out to left field. Move it back on it is Dietrich, and it is off the base of the wall. Alfaro puts the brakes on and will stop at first. And he is aboard with a 2-out single.
Alfaro thought he got that. It was well played by Dietrich. Tell you what, he's lucky. He's lucky he didn't roll an ankle there because the spikes got caught. I think he was anticipating a little slippage. But Dietrich played that one good.
Yes, he did.
For an infielder.
Kingery flied out to right his first time up.
Here's where you got to guess right. I thought he was going to get a fastball first pitch his last at bat with runners on base. After Alfaro walked, Franco singled before him. Had a changeup.
Looks like they're being a little extra careful with him.
Turning loose. I don't know. Vince hit a double.
Let's say they make him take.
Yeah. They try to see if you can get the pitcher out of the way.
3 balls, no strikes. And 3-1. And ball 4. So the Phils will have the pitcher up with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Add more movement to your day with the Fellows Lotus Sit to Stand workstation. Head to WVMason.com and in just one click, WV Mason will deliver and install your new workstation for free. Nobody does it better than who but WV Mason.
And you say Gabe has one of those?
He has a desk that that you press a button and it comes up. Yeah.
I know a lot of workplaces now are starting to. They say it's more conducive to better work.
Yeah, he doesn't like to sit.
Yeah, but you know, if you sit at a desk for 6 hours a day, they say you will work more efficiently if you stand up at some point.
I think the one we're talking about he has in spring training because it's a little smaller. The one in his office is huge. Velasquez down the right field line and out of play. Last time up, he doubled to right field.
Pretty good swing. He's an excellent golfer, pitching good, hitting good. Good time to be Vince Velasquez. Look at all the pine tar on the bat.
Playing the part.
He knows what he's doing. See that? Foul ball to the right side, foul ball to the left side. I mean, there's just no way to pitch him, Tom.
Fouls it away.
So, you know, you wonder about the pine tar and everything.
Yeah.
You see the number on the bottom of his bat? Wait till he puts the bat up and you see whose bat he's using.
Is it Santana's?
No, Cesar.
Oh. Yeah, because Santana was saying that everybody was using his.
See?
Oh, yeah, it's Cesar's. Out to left field. And Dietrich is there to put it away. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left. Well, tomorrow night, it'll be the induction of the Phillies Wall of Fame honorees, Pat Gillick and the late Roy Halladay. We'll be back right after this. Sunday, we'll celebrate the 2008 World Championship with the guys coming back. Plus, the Bradledge Bobble figurine will be given out to all fans coming to the ballpark. Brad will be here. Jason Worth will be here. We saw Chooch. He's going to be in the house. Jimmy Rollins, Pat Burrell, Ryan Howard, and more. Again, go to Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Velasquez is warming up. We have a visitor. Mick Billmeyer's here. Mick and I go to the same barber.
Mick, I should have combed my hair today.
John should have combed his hair today.
Just got too much going on.
We have more guests coming in. Scott Air is here. Mickey, say hi to everybody on TV. Scott, we just said here.
I know, I heard. I got messages saying you're making fun of me.
No, we weren't making fun of you. Here, one of them has to come on.
I'm not making fun of you.
Yeah.
I was not making fun of you. I was.
Mick, you leaving?
So you got dressed up for the big reunion weekend, huh?
No, I figured I'd dress like Crookie.
See you later, Mickey.
Shorts and a T-shirt. I hear you got a cheesesteak place in my hometown.
Yeah.
I need a gold card.
I have a feeling you could be a good customer.
I do have a few friends that have said it's pretty
Scotty,
good.
we got a chair for you.
Oh,
Sit
sweet.
down.
Well, you know what? We'll have one open in Tampa before fantasy camp, so I'll have some sent over.
I'm in Bradenton. It's right there, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but you'll be in Clearwater.
I'll be in Clearwater for fantasy camp, yeah, but, you know, at home.
It's right around the corner.
We don't generally get cheesesteaks either, Scotty, just so you know.
That's terrible.
Well, it's a tough commute from Florida to here.
Yeah, it wouldn't be very good by the time I got here.
Yeah, they don't stay
warm. This is
warm.
so cool being back here. I'm not going to lie.
Like
Isn't it cool? We saw you talking to Clay Condry. We saw Chooch was in there, too. Mickey, of course, is here.
It's funny. You walk in. I haven't seen Jeff Jenkins since we got our rings in 2009 on the field that day. He's walking through the hotel lobby today. I'm looking over. I'm like, I know that guy. That's Jenks. What the heck? You haven't seen a guy in 10 years, and all of a sudden, you know, you recognize him. And it's amazing the stories that just pop back into your mind.
I will say that there a great story in the paper today about, you know, just leading up to the restart of Game 5. And I always thought, just talking to Charlie, that Jeff knew the day before that he was going to pinch hit, and the paper said 10 minutes before.
10 minutes,
although everybody assumed it was going to be him. At least that's what we thought.
We all thought in the bullpen it was going to be Jeff, but I don't think he knew exactly until just before.
Maybe that's better.
Well, I mean, I think it would be.
Yeah. There's a strike 3 called. Prado's not happy with Hunter Wendelstedt.
He's not going to be in this game.
Is that Wendelstedt?
Yeah.
Prado's gone.
It actually looked like a pretty good pitch. I mean, it was a front door slider. Take a look. Got pitch cast, Scott.
Pitch cast is stupid. That's a strike. It's not a good.
It says it's a strike.
It's not a good strike, but it's a strike.
Right, it's a strike.
It's a bad pitch. I mean,
I don't know if that's how he wanted it.
No. He would have hit that, right?
Well, I don't know. I'd have swung.
2 strikes.
2 strikes. You're swinging at that.
Well, the hope is not to get to the 2 strikes. That was always the goal.
There's a curve, and it's 0-1.
It's easy math. If you get to 2, the next one's not a good one.
Next one's not a good one. No, that's not the one you want to swing at.
But we were talking to Shane, and you know, it's funny when you start getting together with these reunions, and you know, the last few years you've been coming out of fantasy camp. I mean, we were really great players.
Oh yeah.
We were average when we played.
Oh,
but,
I was the best left-handed reliever ever.
Borderline Hall of Famers.
I mean, I should be there with lefty. I don't know why I'm not, but you know,
I
do know why I'm not. But you know,
aren't you lefty?
Yeah, I was.
I mean, that other guy, just Carlton. Here's a lefty.
You could just show up and say, I'm lefty.
Yeah, I wish. Not now.
I do think, I was thinking back to some of the additions the Phillies had. I mean, you were one of them, obviously.
Thank you.
Stairs.
Oh.
And just how much that helped. I mean, the Phillies needed another lefty. They needed a lefty out of the bullpen. And there you are, and your numbers were unbelievable for the 2 years that you played.
I was just happy to be here, truthfully. I mean, I know people say that all the time, but I truly was. Not to say I didn't like my time in Chicago.
Right.
Before that, it just wasn't working out mentally for me. And here I got here, and you know, Charlie gave me a ball and said, "Go get him, kid, every couple days, and spell J.C. Romero." Okay.
Right.
And that's what I did. No pressure, no nothing. Just go get it.
And a different lefty.
That's the easiest baseball to play when there's no pressure.
Sarge is here.
Sarge brought me down here. I told him I need to go see Crookie.
Man, that is a smart jacket he is wearing, isn't it?
What?
Come on over and show everybody your jacket.
It ain't easy, is it, Sarge?
Wow. Look at this. Look at this jacket. This is a beautiful jacket.
Can I say pimping ain't easy?
Well, you just did. I guess you can. You just did.
Oh, it's the Sarge.
And I believe.
Still talking without a microphone.
Hey. You got.
We don't have any more microphones for the Sarge.
Hey, no, it's okay.
Swing and a miss.
They love hearing Sarge, not me.
Dietrich's down on strikes. They're 2 away. Sarge, you look good, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can hit. I just can't run.
That was my problem.
I just met Kyle, your son.
Oh, yeah. He's telling some dirt on
Good luck with that.
Holy cow. You better stay out of his trip.
Oh, I always in my family the pecking order. Like I am the chewed up wad of gum on the bottom of the totem pole.
Well, Sarge spent a lot of time doing interviews where the microphone wasn't so close, and that's what's happening right now. We don't have.
Nobody told me.
One ball, no strikes to
Tell you
Miguel
what,
Rojas.
the stress of this job's really getting to me.
Is it?
I haven't been able to eat since 6:30.
Oh man.
He said 6:30.
The pitch, it's a breaking ball. We have lost total control.
I don't even know what's going on in this game.
It's 1-2. It's 1-0 Phillies. It's counted as 1 ball and 1 strike to Miguel Rojas. Uh-oh, the Sarge has got a microphone.
Uh-oh. Beep, 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 beep,
Chances are.
Sarge does look like a lounge singer right now.
Cracky, I can't believe you started laughing.
There's a floater to left field. That's the first hit of the night. Rojas with a big turnaround first. And the Marlins have the first base runner. And a nice round of applause. First base hit, I should say. Nice round of applause from the crowd as Sierra's coming up. Sarge, welcome back to the
Did
celebration.
you see that? Vince threw the ball out, and the bat boy, the Marlins bat boy, is running out to get Rojas' stuff. Almost hit him. That's what I mean. When you start knocking down the ball boy, the bat boy, you're a tough son of a gun.
No doubt about it. No doubt.
Isn't that announcing your presence with authority?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't run out here when I'm on the mound, kid.
Sarge, isn't it good to see everybody from 08? And everybody, all your old friends?
Well, the 08 is I mean, it's their team there with J-Row and obviously Howard and everybody. It's been great.
You saw Victorino. He retired today as a Philly.
Yeah, the crying Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Really?
We were calling him the crying Hawaiian.
That's not nice. It's a moment down there.
It was a special moment. We could see him wiping him away, though.
He said it was the last word that really got him.
Yeah, the last line. The last line he said he had to read. He's like, he got quiet.
The last sentence.
Yeah, the last little line he had to read out.
I will say, though, I thought it was really the reaction. Yes. And you know this, when you come back and people say the Sarge is here, and you're going to see this week. I mean, just the reaction from everybody was awesome. I mean, the fans themselves, it was just awesome.
I've said it for years. I was here for 2.5 months that summer.
Yeah.
And then the next year, obviously. But before that, the 2.5 months I spent here, we won a World Series. I got treated like I was here for 10 years. And it's just unbelievable.
John knows it from '93, and of course his crew. But
yeah.
It's just amazing how the fans just embrace you.
Yeah. And it was like that before I got here.
Problem is, our fans, Sarge and I's fans, are starting to get a tad old.
But they're still embracing you.
But they still love you.
Yes,
every year of fantasy camp, they love them.
We have to reach the younger group, Sarge.
My fans are kind of dying off. I've been talking with Dusty Baker about it. Hey, you got to get closer to your fans, get closer to your friends. Did we not talk about that today?
Yeah, we have been talking about it, yeah.
Stop laughing like that,
Well,
Tom.
you make me laugh, Sarge. 1-2 pitch to Sierra. He fouls it back.
Oh, man, this is unbelievable.
Well, we were asking Victorino about certain moments. What moment stands out for you in 08, Scott?
I mean, well, obviously winning the parade, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I look back. My first game, I've said it a couple times today, actually. My first outing as a Philly, I think I threw 4 or 5 pitches. I got a fly ball out. We were tied. We scored 3 runs. I got the win.
Yeah, see, it's nice, isn't it?
I'm running off the field, and Chooch is yelling at me, "Welcome to the club."
Runner goes, pitches low, throw to second base. He is out at second base. Rojas gunned down. That's the 20th guy, I should say the 19th guy that Alfaro has thrown out trying to steal this year. Boys, Thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks,
Scotty. Thanks, buddy.
Chooch loves that catcher, by the way.
How can he not love his arm?
He does.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Phillies on top, 1-0. Bank, the official bank of the Phils. Well, yesterday, Lehigh Valley defeated Buffalo 6-4. Dean Anna continued his hitting streak. Reading defeated Trenton 8-4. Clearwater upended Tampa 2-0. Ramon Rosso, 6 innings, 7 strikeouts. And Williamsport defeated West Virginia. Ben Aklinski. The whole state of West Virginia lost last night,
I don't
John.
like that guy. Who is it?
I don't remember who it was up there, but he had 2 home runs. Aklinski?
Yeah.
2 home runs.
I don't like him. He a Philly?
He is. Well, he's a cross cutter.
All right, well, I guess I can let it slide then. You got to watch how you treat West Virginia, though. Have to have a talk with him in spring training.
To go easy on your state?
Yep.
Cesar swing and a miss. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. I do feel like it's like the Seinfeld episode where Kramer had the Merv Griffin, the stage, and everybody keeps coming in.
Hey, I like it. Scotty's entertaining, and we know,
he's great.
You know, you've worked with Sarge. We've known Sarge forever, and we know anything can come out of his mouth at any time.
There is some truth to that. Fly ball center field.
I think that's the thing that these guys are going to understand. That, you know, the 08 guys, these guys get in the postseason. It's, you know, like I never played with Sarge. I never played with Schmidt. I never played with Bull. Never played with Booney. But it feels like we've all been teammates forever.
I think that's a great way of putting it. I really do. I think you're right on with that.
And it's, you know, the Phillies do such a magnificent job with the alumni weekend, and, you know, Debbie Nacito and her staff. They, you know, like, we can't believe how well we're treated when we come back for these reunion weekends. But, you know, you'll see on the bus, you might see Jimmy with Schmitty, or you know, Scotty Air with Lefty, and, you know, there's no generation gap. We're all in this together as part of this Phillies family.
Well, I think that's what makes this weekend. You know, I know you guys are busy with a lot of stuff going on, but I think it's what makes it so great for everybody. As Hoskins takes low, it's 2-1.
You know, we'll all see each other at the hotel after games and reminisce and chat. And
three and 1 to Hoskins. Swing and a miss, 3-2. You know, honestly, John, what we could do is if we see somebody that we want to talk to, even though they're not scheduled, we can kind of just guilt them into coming in. If we hear the doorbell, we know somebody's there.
Good. Well, who else? Chooch. We love Chooch.
Yep.
Ryan.
Over to third. Prado backs up on it, and Hoskins is thrown out. 2 outs. Let's check in with Murphy. He's got some stuff on Jorge Alfaro.
Yeah, how good was Jorge Alfaro helping his pitcher out, ending that last inning? How good has he been this year? Well, we've talked about it an awful lot. 19 of 58 throwing out runners at second and third. That's good for 33%. Take a look at what he did last night. This is Sierra on the base pass, and he's fast. He had a huge lead. He's going 29.3 feet per second. That is 2 feet faster per second than the league average. The pop time, 1.84 last night. Tonight, against Rojas, the pop time, 1.95. That is why he is so good. From the time that it hits his mitt down to second base, it is well below league average. That's why Jorge Alfaro has thrown out 33% of the runners that have tried to steal bases on him this year, guys.
Well, and I think that when you think about Jorge, we understand that there's issues with wild pitches and pass balls and things like that. But that's what everybody sees. He's as gifted as you will find.
Well, you see that arm.
Right.
And you understand that if he could become a better blocker of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We know about his power. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's not many catchers that have his raw power. I mean, look at the thing is too, it's about, you know, almost 90 miles an hour, but he's really accurate also. And I watch him between innings, and you know, some catchers will just catch it and they'll just flip it down to second base. And, like, he really works on his footwork, and he works on, you know, how is he going to, basically like a game situation, every inning he has to throw the ball down after the pitcher warms up.
That is a StatCast AI powered by AWS that provides us with some of those numbers. I love the catcher stuff that we show. You know, the pop time and the velocity to second base. 3-2.
But if you noticed last night with Sierra and now today with Rojas, doesn't it look like they're sliding head first, but they're actually slowing up?
Yeah,
it looks like they slow up.
Yeah, they're almost stuck in the mud. Pulls it over to the second baseman, Starlin Castro. And the Phillies go down in order here in the 5th inning. Phillies are hanging on to a 1-0 lead. We'll go to the 6th. Continue to swing it with consistency into the All-Star break. Michael is connected for power and production to start the second half and has delivered an average in the mid-300s for the month of July. Franco's launch angle has been optimal, and his blasts continue to aid the Phils offense as they battle for first place in the East. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, the Fanatic is soaking in the Flying Hawaiian theme for tonight. He knows every dance in the book. He doesn't always know them well.
What is he doing?
Well, I don't think anybody's looking at him, so. Here's Sierra, who was up when Rojas was thrown out trying to steal. He bunts it foul. It's 0-1. JT Riddle is on deck. Should try to coax Chooch into coming on.
I'd love to have him on.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. Doobie's over there too. Got a bright blue Hawaiian shirt on. There's Doobs. His wife Maureen. Come on, Doob, wave to the crowd. Sierra struck out his first time up. Velasquez has struck out 6 so far. He's allowed just the 1 hit. How about the back and forth that the division's gotten into here? So the Braves, the last 30, are 15-15. They've won 4 straight. They're leading tonight 2-1. Washington has won 3 straight. They're rained out tonight. They're 14-16 the last 30. Phillies are 18-12, which is why they took over first place. But going over the numbers, the record against teams with a better than 500 record, the Phillies are blowing the Braves and the Nationals away. Braves are 30-30 against teams with a 500 record or better. Phillies are 42-30. Over to left side, diving stop. Franco from his backside, not in time. Wow, what a play! I think he's out, John.
I think so too. I mean, first base umpire might have been shocked that play could be made.
How about how much he had on the throw from his backside?
Yeah, they're going to take a look.
All right, so we should have something overturned here. I think the crowd should just keep on firing right now. Just get as loud as they possibly can. His foot is on the bag. Oh, yeah, he's out by at least a step.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt this shouldn't take long. What a play by Franco, though, huh?
You want to talk about Michael playing with confidence right now. I mean, in every facet.
Well, you have to think that last year was just pure miserable for him. And then this year, you know, you didn't know after the first. Yeah, they've shown it on the big screen here, and
there we go.
You can tell he's. Yep, he is out. What a play. But, you know, even after the first month of the season, we didn't know if he was going to play. You know, we thought maybe a spot start here and there to give someone a break, and you know, but it's amazing how when you start hitting, all of a sudden things start falling into place for you.
Absolutely. Watch again. Here we go. Look at his reaction. I mean, he's no doubt he's having fun. Great reaction from the dugout as well. Here's Yadiel Rivera, who will pinch hit. Riddle was called back. Anyway, John, you think about it. The Phillies have performed so well against teams with 500 records or better. And they are taking every strike that, let's say, the Braves and the Nationals now have fired at them, including last night. I guess you have to say the same thing about the other teams too. I mean, give them credit.
Yeah. But you know, there's still what, 7 more with the Braves?
7 key games against the Braves.
And that's in September.
Yep.
4 in Atlanta, and then they come back for the last 3 of the season against Atlanta.
Yeah,
with
those
4
are going to
in
be
Colorado. That's what scares me.
the 4 in Colorado.
The 4 in Colorado, because you know that light air, no air up there, that it can wear down a pitching staff. And I know you're going to have September call-ups, but you know you have to be very careful with how you use your pitchers in that up in Colorado, because when they come home, you know you don't want them to be physically worn out.
And the other thing too is that Colorado's going to probably be playing for something too, unless they collapse in September.
He's pretty good.
Sure is.
I don't know if people know that yet. Special man right there.
Off the hands, out towards second. Cesar throws him out, 2 away. Monday morning, wake up with Telemundo 62 News, the only local Spanish language morning news. Get your breaking news, weather, and traffic to get you and your family up and out the door. Weekdays at 6 a.m. Well, Richard pitched well tonight for the Marlins. 5 innings, he allowed 1 run, 4 hits. Struck out 7. Out of play. Pretty close. Looks like a good pitch.
I don't want to jinx it, but it's a very, very low pitch count for Vince. And maybe I jinxed it.
Well, that's only 1, John. He'll get right back on track. Look at it. Look at the strikes he's thrown tonight. Curveball.
There you go. Back on track, Tom.
Yes, sir. Checked his swing at a slider. And it's 3-2. Brian Anderson waits on deck.
Oh, this, you know, with all the guests we have coming in, still realize it, like it feels like the game is a bigger lead.
Yeah, it's just 1 run.
Like it's only 1-0, but I mean Vince is just dominant.
And a foul tip hung on to by Alfaro. 7 strikeouts for Velasquez. He has been dominant. He's allowed just 1 hit and 1 walk in tonight's action. We've played 5.5. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Phillies up 1-0. car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Those are the Flying Hawaiians who videoed their jump into the ballpark. That was awesome. You don't want to do that, John, do you?
Oh, gosh, no.
This is the gentleman, I believe, that just sat on down. See, you can just do that, John.
No.
You're not interested?
I'm good.
What if Tom Cruise asked you to do it?
Definitely not.
We're at the bottom of the 6th inning. The Phillies are on top 1-0. 1 run on 4 hits for the Phils. No runs on 1 hit.
Got another stranger just came in. Now he's leaving.
Ben just waved and just walked out.
We'll see him on the post-game show. No?
He didn't get the bell. I guess you will hear enough of him later on.
This is like kind of a who's who day.
Yeah, it is.
We need now lefty to walk in.
I didn't see him over in the box.
Pacing
himself.
Pacing himself. Tomorrow's his big day.
Santana fouls it back.
That still gives me goosebumps every time, every year when they announce him as arguably the greatest pitcher in Phillies history.
John, the whole ceremony, the whole Wall of Fame ceremony is incredible.
But when they announce Schmitty and, you know, the greatest player in the history of this franchise, you know, it's like, it's crazy. Like, I get goosebumps every time I hear it.
I think it's one of the greatest things that we do well, you said it. The Phillies do so many things so right with these events, but that is one of the greatest things when you watch those guys walk out. Dick Allen,
yeah, and
Schmitty.
we're one of the. This organization is one of the few organizations that actually has an alumni weekend every year. And this year, of course, there's multiple.
I think it's so important to keep you guys in touch with the organization.
I do too, and you know, that's the thing, is like we appreciate it. Like we love coming back for this. Like, you know, even when I wasn't, you know, prior to the last couple of years, but like you get sent something in like January. You get an email from Debbie Nacito. Here's the dates for alumni weekend, so you know whatever you're doing, you can ask for that time off, and it's just so much fun getting together with everyone, you know. And I talk to Larry Bow a lot, but he's still one of my favorites just because.
Upstairs, ball 4. So Guerrero walks the first batter that he faces. Time now for the Ram Truck Stump the Fans trivia quiz answer. Who was the last Philly to have 10 or more doubles, triples, home runs, and stolen bases in the same season, John?
Well, that would be Shane.
And you said it before I even asked the question.
I did. But then I thought, didn't Jimmy do the quadruple double thing?
Jimmy did also, yes.
But Jimmy did it the year before.
Jimmy did it before, yep. It became a thing because Granderson used to do it too. Curtis Granderson.
Double?
Yeah, Curtis Granderson. Quadruple double. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack.
This guy's got a pretty live arm. A little easy 99 right there.
Franco is 1 for 2. And he pulls it foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That young man Sarge let him borrow one of his hats?
He had boxes of them. Literally, we used to have boxes and boxes of hat fedoras. I don't know what he did with them all.
I think Gabe got a couple, don't he?
He might have. That's back toward the middle on one hop, but they're going to be able to turn two. Yeah, they're 2 outs here in the 6th. MLB At Bat is your #1 Philadelphia Phillies app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Phillies home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. Nick Williams is 0 for 2. He has struck out and flied out. Got a fastball at the knees. It's 0-1. 100.
The guy they have in the bullpen, Garcia.
Yeah.
Victor Arano warming up for the Phillies, but didn't he have a really good start against us?
He had a rough one, but he had a good one earlier.
Yeah.
Rough one last time. Arlene Garcia. Base hit to left center field for Williams. So Nick keeps on hitting. He was 1 for 3 last night. That'll bring Alfaro up.
Could be fun.
His arm against his swing.
100, and Jorge's going to try to swing 120. Oh my gosh.
Little change of pace.
100, he throws a little 83 do drop in.
By the way, the Mets and the Braves have gone to the top of the 8th inning. Jacob deGrom has allowed 2 runs. Braves lead it 2-1.
No shock there, huh?
Yeah, the 0-1 pitch coming to Alfaro. Fouls it off the right side. It's 0-2. Expedence, the flying Hawaiian. That's an oldie but a goodie.
You think that kid was born when that thing was handed out?
I don't think so.
Good that someone kept it for him just for tonight.
And Alfaro's down looking, and the Phillies retired here in the 6th inning.
Fun.
That was a slider, a fastball, and a slider. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We head to the 7th inning. Phillies still hanging to a 1-run lead. Well, back here at Citizens Bank Park as we head to the top of the 7th, it'll be Brian Anderson, JT Realmuto, and Justin Bour for the Marlins, who sit one game over 500 since the 5th of June at 26-25. Anderson lines one to center field, so he's aboard with a base hit. Odubel's cutting it off. Anderson's thinking two. The throw to second base won't get there in time. And it will be a double, the 25th double of the year for Anderson, who is putting his bid in to be considered for the Rookie of the Year in the National League.
I mean, he's one of the top guys in hits. Not only just for rookies, but on all the National League. And you see there, you love that. It was double out of the box. You see the route that Odubel had to take. He couldn't circle around it to get any momentum coming in. It makes it a tough throw.
And now Realmuto, who is 0 for 2. And he drops a slider in to start him off. It's 0-1. This is the first runner, Anderson is, to reach second base for the Marlins tonight. It's only their second hit. Aaron Loop is the lefty, Victor Arano the righty.
I wonder if Loop's getting ready for Bour.
Well, he might be. He might just be Bour, and that's it. The 0-2 pitch coming. Bouncer to shortstop. Kingery has it. He was going to go to third. And the throw is high and safe at first is Realmuto. They'll take a look at that just to see. Kingery had him at third. I don't know if Michael was there, if there was an angle there for him.
Yeah, I don't know if there was the angle. I don't even know if Franco was there on time. He was playing so deep. They're going to take another look.
All right, well, that's a good sign.
Yeah, you watch here. You watch Franco. I mean, he's going to the base, then he stops.
Oh, he
he's
pointed to first.
I don't know why he would point to first there.
And Realmuto is out.
Yeah, he should be out, but the fact of the matter is that Anderson got to third base. I don't know.
Yeah, see, Franco and Kingery are talking about it right now. But that's the only reason Kingery went to first. He wanted to go to third, but Franco did point to first.
Yeah, I mean, they should be able to take off. They're watching the big screen like we are right now. They should be able to take off their headsets, not even bother with New York. Just say, hey, we got this one. The decider.
The decider. Good thought. So Realmuto is out, but the Marlins do have a runner at third with one out. And here comes Gabe Kapler. So that looks like it's going to be it for Velasquez. Here's another look at it. Watch the point by Franco. Wow, I wonder what made him do that.
I don't know. I don't know if he didn't want to risk a throw close to a runner, but I don't know if that would have even been close.
Because it was a mistake to a certain extent by Anderson. So Velasquez is done. He did a nice job tonight.
He did.
This is a really good outing by Vince Velasquez. So pitching change. The Phillies lead at 1-0 thanks to a Vince Velasquez run. Velasquez 6 1/3, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. Michael Franco's extended his hitting streak. The run scored on an RBI by Rhys Hoskins. But now, as we are sitting here in the 7th, Velasquez's night is done after 6 1/3.
I love this.
That he's talking to him like that? Yeah.
I mean, as soon as he came out, he sat down, and Jake went over and was talking to him, and then Jake went and sat down, and Vince comes over and stands behind him, and I love it. You're going to learn a lot more from a guy who's been through the same stuff that Vince has been through.
So here's Loop with the infield in and a curveball. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. This is the spot where Gabe Kapler said he wanted to introduce Loop to the Phillies roster. Is lefty on lefty. It's probably one guy and that's it. And then Arano comes in. And Bohr is hit by a pitch, so that puts runners on first and third. It looks like he may make a double switch. Nope, no double switch because he's not going to the umpire. All right, so a pitching change. And runners on first and third. It means that Victor Arano will come in. And he will try to pick up for Aaron Loop. These fills on Tuesday and Wednesday, August 14th and 15th at 7:05. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com.
They had a little dust up there against the Yankees up in Fenway. Severino threw one up and into Mookie Betts, and after they warned both teams, Red Sox manager Alex Cora didn't take too kindly to that.
There's a slider, and it's 0-1.
There we go. Tell you what, I'd love to see a double play right here. Hate to see Dietrich come up with runner in scoring position.
Another slider.
Well, if two's good, three's better, huh?
Absolutely.
I'd like to see it bit in a different spot.
Well, that was a little low. Arano is among the leaders in relief pitching swinging strike percentage. 15.9% of the time he's getting a swinging strike, which is a huge number. Josh Hader, he gets a lot of swinging strikes. He's number 1. Then Sean Doolittle. The fact that Arano is among the leaders tells a really good story about his slider. That's a foul ball off of Alfaro. Oh boy. That's a bit painful. Sean Ficasny comes out with Gabe Kapler.
It's
just below the knee and the inside, then it shoots over to the other side.
But you know, you see how he gets down, he's on one knee, and that opens up that right leg instead of squaring up to the pitcher. But it seems like every game he gets hit with one.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, doorbell.
Doorbell's ringing. As Alfaro is being tended to. Here comes your chariot, Jeff Jenkins.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So first question, like, that could send a few kids to college, that ring, can it?
It probably could.
It's a big one.
My son tries to hide it every time he sees it around the house. So
Where?
Because he wants it?
I don't know. I've almost lost it about 4 times, but he knows now not to
You have
mess
to have a big drawer, big.
It is a beautiful ring.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's good.
I know everybody's seen it over the years, but it is a gorgeous ring. How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Everything's good. Yeah, just excited to be here with the family. It's amazing seeing all these guys again. It brings back a lot of memories. I'm sure some of the guys that came by talked about all the stories we told together, but it really does bring back a lot of great memories. And
now that's a nasty slider right there by Arano, and there are 2 outs.
But to be back here and sharing
Yeah.
all those stories and to be with the guys, it's amazing.
Well, as we look at the pitch to Martin Prado, who's still playing, by the way, Jeff. Martin Prado still playing. There's the grip of the slider. I was telling people that I read the story of the recap of Game 5. And I was always under the assumption, I mean, I was here, but I was always under the assumption that you knew the day before you were pinch hitting, but you didn't know till 10 minutes before you were pinch hitting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was 10 or 12 or 15, but it was definitely right before we were about to, restart that game. And I think Chuck was holding his cards pretty close to the vest, and he didn't want to really tell somebody right after the rain delay, hey, you're going to be the hitter, because one, if they change the pitcher, then he's got to change.
Because Balfour stayed in.
That's correct.
Right.
And then, if he told us, I mean, we were going to take 2,000 swings to prepare for that at bat for 2 days straight. So I think Chuck was a great leader in that situation. He just waited for the right time to tell us, which was right before the game.
Popped him up.
Oh, thank you.
Mile high. Santana, the first baseman, is under it, and the inning is over. Boy, that's a heck of a job of pitching by Victor Arano. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left. Jake's going to stay with us as we get ready for the bottom of the 7th inning here at Citizens Bank Park. October 29th, 2008, Jeff Jenkins. Jake, you thought this one was out, didn't you?
Oh, I did. There was a huge crosswind coming from right to left.
It was amazing.
I hit that ball so hard, and I thought it was going out, but obviously that wind knocked it down.
Well, that was our Toyota turning point with 2008. There were so many things, I mean, in that game, in that series that stand out. But that was, I thought, from winning the championship standpoint, that moment, Burrell's moment, as the game went on. But Jimmy said something to you, didn't he, before you went up there?
He did. You know, it's an amazing story that I'll have always close to me. But when I was on deck and I was going out for that pinch hit, I mean, I was shaking. I mean, anyone knows that when you pinch hit, man, it's tough to do. But in that situation, you're coming out, everybody's
shaking,
waving those white hankies, the crowd's going berserk, and you're trying to just calm yourself, and it's really hard to do. But Jimmy, I looked right at him, and he said, hey, just go back to Little League right now. Relax. Go have fun. And something came about me like a little calming sense. I didn't know if I was going to get a hit, but in that situation, I really believe that he got me locked in for that at bat.
It goes back to the other moment with Burrow where he said, hey, man, you know what's missing in this series? You. You know what I mean? Like that, it's just all of a sudden it like washes over you that, okay.
Well, as our team went, and you guys all watched it, when Jimmy Rollins did good, we won the game.
Yeah.
I mean, literally. I mean, Jimmy played well, we win every game. And he knew it, and, you know, he thrived on that. And Jimmy, you know, he's got ice in his veins. Every day he played out there, he just went out there cool as a breeze and just went out there and played well.
Yeah, it's a shame that he didn't like the spotlight.
Yeah, he hates the spotlight. I mean, he was really nervous every day.
He's here, right?
He is here.
I think every team needs somebody like that embraces that spotlight like that.
Yeah, we had one.
Yeah,
Lenny.
Yep. Because it sometimes takes the burden on the field away from everybody else too.
You know, but you talk to the 80 guys, and what did they say when they got in 79? They got Pete.
Yeah.
Pete loved that situation, just as Jimmy did. And, you know, that's why they're both world champions.
Well, you get in those situations and you have a choice. You can either cave in that situation or you can take it and run with it. And Jimmy's the type of guy like, hey, the situation, no situation is too big. Just give it all to me,
right?
And I'll lead.
1-2 to Kingery. He swings through it. So one out here in the 7th inning with the Phillies on top 1-0. Well, I know that you had an unbelievable career with the Brewers, Brewers Hall of Famer, and then you had your time with the Phillies. It's almost as if you had the ability to cap off what was a tremendous run with the Brewers with what you did with the Phillies. I think it's like two separate lives for you almost.
It is, and you know, everybody. There's been some great players not to get a World Series, and I had a chance. I came here. I knew I was going to be on a great team as a free agent. Platoon with Jason Worth in right field, and you know, I get hurt off Greg Maddux, go on the DL late in the season, and you know, Charlie came to me and said, hey, you know, this kid Worth is playing pretty good baseball. And I had the chance right there to be that selfish guy, and I chose to take the other road and said, hey, this guy got to play. I'll be there for you. Just, you know, when the time comes, put me in there and I'll come through. And, you know, it took forever, but I came in the end and did well.
Well, it also, I mean, the bench was, I mean, the addition of Stairs, too, as the shortstop Rojas and Dietrich collide out in left field, and Rojas makes the catch. But the bench became even that much stronger. I mean, as strange as it sounds, I mean, particularly for the postseason.
Yeah, and you know what? Now that I've been through it and we've went through it and we've won a World Series, you realize how important every single player is. From top to bottom, every single guy, whether it's the Eric Brunlett, the Jeff Jenkins, the Greg Dobbs, and the Matt Stairs hitting the ball at Broxton. Yeah. At some point, somebody's got to do something great in that postseason.
Well, you mentioned Brunlett. I mean, think about the swinging bunt up the third base line.
Right.
I mean, seriously, it was the perfect. I mean, he was in the perfect spot just to contribute that.
It's all part of it. It's all part of the story and the journey, and everyone's got to be healthy. That's the biggest thing. Yeah. I mean, you've got all these teams that have all this talent, but you have to stay healthy and you have to stay on the field. I mean, our closer did not blow a save. I mean, you know, and you're throwing Ryan Madsen and J.C. Romero and all these guys out there. It's like, you know, and then you have the Durbins and the Condries and they're coming in and getting big outs, so it was huge.
Even somebody like a Chris Coast, we showed that play in Atlanta with the tag on when Victorino threw the guy out at the plate where he could have blown. That could have been the first blown save of the year for Lidge, and even Coast just making a play. You know, subbing for Ruiz.
It's hard to you know, right now you put everything in a bottle because it's an amazing thing, and you go all the way through the championship, all the way through the parade, but everybody's got to have their moment and do something great to help the team win. And it sounds cliche, but at the end of the day, it's like you look back and like everybody did something great.
Joe Blanton hitting a home run.
Joe Blanton hitting a home run.
Seriously, right?
Pitched great.
Brett Myers is at bat in that Brewers series where he fouled one after another off.
Crazy! What a crazy at bat that was. And then you have, you know, the leadership with Jamie Moyer in that clubhouse. I mean, it's just the stories never end. I mean, how good was Pedro Feliz at third base? Quiet, never said a word, but he made every play and got every big hit.
Every throw was right on the dime from third base to first base.
100%. I want to make sure too and say congrats to Shane. You know, I had a chance to do that with Milwaukee here a couple weeks ago, and it's a special moment for you and your family to go through that. And you know, he was like, God, I can't believe I got all emotional. And I looked at him, I said, dude, that's exactly what you should have done. I'm like, that's the moment where everybody knows how much you care. And this city, he'll walk on water here for the rest of his life because he gave everything he had to this city, and he shouldn't have held anything back.
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, I'd love to have the. I mean, I knew they would do it, but I just love the reaction of the crowd. You know?
Yeah, I don't like putting dampers on things, but I just hope that these fans realize how important Jason Worth was.
I think they
to this
will.
team. I think they will too.
Yeah.
I mean, Jason was. Whatever happened. It's over. But what he meant to that team for you guys.
Yeah.
I had a special relationship with Jay because we were platooning together in right field all year long. I mean, it was like when I was out there, he was going nuts. When he was out there, I was going nuts. And, you know, I really care about this guy. And people don't understand what that guy meant to this team, stealing a base, scoring a run, hitting a homer, clubhouse leadership.
Throwing a guy out.
Everything he did was just
played
amazing.
This. Get up, baby.
There's a hook shot to left. It's going to be off the top of the wall. Cesar to third. And Hoskins to second. Bohr is late covering, and he's safe at second base. 2 hits tonight for Hoskins.
Guy's a stud.
I'll tell you, Jeff, he's evolving into the real deal in every facet. You know,
everything I hear too about him is just he's a great clubhouse guy too, which is
he gets it.
He does get it.
You know, you played in the Midwest in Milwaukee. There's a different intensity when you come here to play on the East Coast, and you know, a kid from Northern California, you know, he gets it though. He gets what this city's about, just like basically your whole team did.
Well, and I was talking about it, not that it's a knock, but in Milwaukee, you know, you have a few beat writers, then you've got the 3 TV stations, and there's probably a total of like 15, 20 people. You come here, there's 100 people.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, and you have to answer the bell regardless, excuse me, regardless if you're successful or not. You got to turn around and answer those questions. That's part of your job.
Well, pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park. Jeff, we're going to let you go enjoy your friends.
Hey,
right?
Thanks so much.
It's awesome having you on.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks,
Jeff Jenkins.
Thanks.
Hey, listen, Game 5 would not have been Game 5 without this guy right here. We celebrate the 2008 World Championship this weekend. The Phillies hopefully going to celebrate a victory here tonight. We'll be back after this. With the 2008 World Champions commemorative book. That's right, relive the magical season with a month-to-month recap and an extensive postseason breakdown. To get your copy, visit the Majestic Clubhouse store at Citizens Bank Park, open daily 10 a.m. until 6 at Phillies.com/shop. I'll tell you, it's a beautiful book. We have some in the office right now, and it is a great recollection of what happened in 2008. We were talking to Jeff Jenkins when this collision happened, John, and Rojas was not happy with Dietrich.
Out of the deal. I mean, it looked like, you know, Rojas's elbow hit him in the face, and then Boer's trying to calm him down, and
wild pitch. Cesar's coming home. Conley delivers a wild pitch to score the game's second run. It's 2-0 Phils. Over to third base goes Rhys Hoskins.
It's a 56-foot fastball that Real Muto had no shot at blocking.
All right, so 1-0 to Odubel. At a fastball, it's 1-1. Well, obviously Boer was trying to tell Rojas, hey man, you can't show, I'm assuming you can't show that kind of emotion outwardly on the field, but Rojas looked like he wasn't.
And you know, it's a hard enough game to play. It's a lot harder when you're mad at everyone.
Right. 3 unassisted. So the Phils settle for 1 extra run here in the 7th inning that scores in a wild pitch. We'll go to the 8th inning here at Citizens Bank Park. It's the Phillies 2 and the Marlins nothing. Your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEFF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. Roman Quinn heads into left field to take over for Rhys Hoskins as we go to the top of the 8th inning.
Is that a double switch?
Pat Neshek is coming in. It should be.
I would assume it would be.
Yeah, well, it should be, since Hoskins had the double and then Odubel grounded out. So well, Roman, I think, will bat 9th.
Hopefully it's irrelevant.
Here's Rojas. He and Dietrich got together in between innings in the dugout. It looked like it was somewhat amicable.
Yeah, Freddie Gonzalez is there. I know Freddie was talking to Dietrich after he came off.
As Neshek will take over. And a bunt shown by Rojas, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Apologize to all the folks out there that are watching tonight's telecast who have dogs, and every time we ring the doorbell, the dogs start barking and going, thinking somebody's arrived at their house. That's back to the screen. I'm sure the same thing's happening in my house. One ball and 2 strikes to Rojas as Neshek takes over for Victor Arano. How about the job Arano did? One slider after another. It was a good matchup. Got a foul ball off the first base side. Velasquez started tonight, went 6 1/3, 2 hits, no runs. Aaron Loop hit a batter, and then Arano got the last 2 outs in the 7th, and now.
Does Loop get a hold?
Well, I'd have to look at the refined definition of the hold, but he did hold the lead.
He did.
Sir Anthony's warming up in the bullpen. As Sierra's coming up. I think he's just getting an early start on just loosening his arm up. Javi Guerra is warming up for the Marlins. Pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Back toward the middle, off the hand of Nishak. Franco picks it up, and he's safe at first. Let's hope Pat's okay. Looks like he's all right. Gabe asked the umpires to hold so he could take a peek at it just to see. Well, his hand was open.
Yeah, it might have sounded worse than it.
They're still going to come out and take a look at him. They looked at the replay. And the Phillies decided not to challenge it. All right, so Nishak's going to take a toss. We'll check out and see how this goes. All right, he said he's okay. So Sean Ficasny and Gabe Kapler will head off. Well, the Mets will be here for a doubleheader on Thursday, August 16th. That's a single admission doubleheader. First game starts at 4:05. And then Friday the 17th, that's a 6:05 first pitch. And it's the Old Dominion concert post game. Saturday the 18th is a 4:05 start. And then Sunday the game will be up at Williamsport. But you can get tickets for the games here by going to Phillies.com.
Doubleheader?
Doubleheader, Johnny. I don't think you're working that day.
I think I am.
Oh, you are?
I think so.
By the way, you saw the Mets score. The Braves won it 2-1 as JT Riddle takes a strike. Jacob deGrom has gone 8 innings in 4 of his last 5 starts, has an ERA of 1.85, has 39 strikeouts. He is 0-3 counting tonight.
Gosh.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
That's hard to do.
It's hard to do.
And I don't know Jacob deGrom well, but I would assume he's not complaining about anything.
Swing and a miss. Riddle down on strikes. 2 outs. And Castro's coming up.
It looked like Riddle kept looking for pitches in, and Nishak stayed away. His bottom half was leaking bad to the pull side. Nishak kept dotting that outside corner, and Riddle couldn't touch it. This guy scares me, though.
Ball floats outside. Popped him up, foul territory. That'll find the seats on the first base side. Carlos gave it a look. Over toward the hole at shortstop, past the diving Kingery into left. That'll put runners on first and second with 2 outs. And Brian Anderson, a dangerous young hitter, is coming up.
Yeah, both he and Real Muto are probably the 2 most dangerous hitters in this lineup.
Phillies with 2 runs on 6 hit. The Marlins no runs on 4 hits. As Anderson fouls it off to the Hall of Fame club. Bad location on that pitch.
What, for a young hitter to lay off that pitch after falling behind 0-1? There's a lot to like about this young man at the plate.
2-1. Pitches are awfully close.
Yeah, they're close, but the last thing you want is for a single to be able to tie the game.
Right.
But if you think it's down, but
yeah, just a little bit.
But if you think, okay, I can't let him get on base, so I have to throw something down the middle. You might pay for it.
3-2. Runners will be off. Feel that same pitch, John?
Yes.
Look at Neshek's reaction.
People helping people, Tom.
That's right. Odubel does it. The runners take off. A line drive out to center field. Odubel will play it on a hop. A run will score. It'll be an RBI single for Brian Anderson. It's his second hit of the night, and that is the first run that Neshek has allowed here at Citizens Bank Park as a member of the Phillies in 29 career appearances. And now the Marlins have first and third with 2 outs, and Gabe Kapler is going to Sir Anthony Dominguez. So Neshek will be lifted from the game. And Sir Anthony's coming in to try to get 4 outs. So another pitching change for the Phils. this one here in the 8th. We'll be back right after this. Gets it right. Count on NBC 10 First Alert Weather. Steve, Crystal, Glenn, Tammy, Bill, and Brittany rated most accurate for your neighborhood for the 3rd year in a row. Rick Kratitz talking things over with Pat Neshek. Neshek's allowed to run. He's inherited the 2 runners on base are his responsibility as JT Real Muto is on to face Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Tell you what, Neshek made some good pitches to Anderson. Anderson just had a better at bat than what Neshek pitched to him. I mean, so many young hitters would have swung at a couple of those balls. And that's what I mean. This kid, he's an impressive kid.
He has 122 hits now on the year. As Real Muto swings at the first slider and hits it foul. Real Muto is 0 for 3 tonight. He's flied out twice and grounded out. Every time a Phillies pitcher like Sir Anthony throws a pitch of 95 miles per hour or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. 33,737. No balls and 2 strikes to Real Muto. Swing and a miss. 98 miles an hour. And Dominguez gets out of the jam here in the 8th inning. A run scores on 3 hits, but Sir Anthony Dominguez comes in and puts the fire out here in the top of the 8th inning. We move to the bottom of the 8th. The Phils hang it on to a 2-1 game. Mountain Chase with a second-half ticket pack. 6 of the remaining home games in 2018, plus postseason access. A pre-sale opportunity for potential to purchase 2 postseason games here at the ballpark. And you also get priority access for the 2019 season for season tickets. Order your ticket pack now at Phillies.com or call 215-463-5000. Bottom of the 8th inning, Rojas will move to second base. JT Riddle is in at shortstop. Sir Anthony Dominguez sits and waits. As Carlos Santana will face Javi Guerra. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Santana is 0 for 2 with a walk. 0-2. Guerra pitched well against the Phillies down in Miami before the All-Star game. Opposite way. Dietrich is there. Let's check in with Greg Murphy with the Major League Notebook. Murph.
All right, thanks, Tom. Brought to you by the University of Maryland, University College, and Shohei Ohtani and the Angels in Cleveland tonight. And the rookie added to his resume a first for him. How about his first home run on the road this season? It was number 10 on the year, but his first one on the road. And then just for good measure, 2 innings later, he hit a second home run in that game. He becomes the first player since Babe Ruth back in 1919 to hit over 10 home runs in a season and pitch more than 40 innings in a season. So how about that on a list with Babe Ruth? And listen to this story. Tony La Russa, as we know, he won 3 World Series as a manager, so he's got 3 rings. He is now with the Boston Red Sox as an executive, as that one is booted up there at shortstop. So Tony La Russa now in the front office with the Boston Red Sox. He was charged today with catching a first pitch. He didn't have a glove, so he borrowed one of their players, Joe Kelly's glove. And afterwards, he gave the glove back to Joe Kelly. And inside the glove, Kelly, a little later on, found one of the World Series rings. Tony La Russa didn't even know that he had lost one of his rings. He left it in the glove. I do think that Joe Kelly returned it, but maybe for a price. I don't know what that would have been. But nice. Yeah, you never know where you're going to place that 3rd World Series ring when you've got that many, right?
Absolutely. That's John Brazier, that.
Maybe that's a premonition for Joe Kelly that perhaps this is the year he might get one. Did he get one in St. Louis? Kelly?
Good question.
I can't remember. I see him a lot down in spring training.
I'm told, yes, he did get one. Back toward the middle. Off the glove of Riddle into center field. Franco, he's going to go to 3rd. They won't even make a play at him. 1st and 3rd. You think that Sierra gave up on that too soon?
Well, look, I think not only him, but I think Riddle too. Riddle was, once he bobbled it, look, we know McHale doesn't run well anyway, but he's really struggling after fouling that ball off his toe. Yeah, Guerra, Guerra's lucky that ball didn't hit his finger. And then you see the dive, it gets past Riddle there at second base, and give McHale, he didn't slow up. He stutter stepped a little, but he just didn't slow up. But now another fly ball scores a run.
Runners on 1st and 3rd with 1 out. And a foul ball back. Joe Kelly was in the World Series against the Red Sox in 13. The Red Sox won that one.
Yeah. Was he on the 2011 the David Freese World Series? Was that 2011?
The 2010? I don't think he was.
I don't think so either.
You're right, John. Shouldn't question you were there. Fly ball, left center field. Sierra is going back toward the fence. He jumps. He didn't need to jump, and he dropped the ball. Franco will score. Williams to second. That is as long an RBI or E8, depending on how they score it. But it's still an RBI for Jorge Alfaro. The heck is going on if you're the Marlins?
Yeah, I don't know what Sierra was doing on that ball. He didn't even get to the fence. He never took his eye off the ball, so he never picked up where the fence is. He hits the warning track and he assumes he's a couple steps away, but the problem was, you know, Nick was tagging up because in all seriousness, that ball should have been caught.
Absolutely,
so Nick was doing the right thing.
Caught. It is a base hit.
Absolutely. But, you know, Sierra never took his eye off the ball to find out where the fence was. Or the wall, whatever you want to call it. But I think when he hit the warning track, he miscounted his steps to where the wall was.
Yeah.
And he jumped too soon.
Well, the Phillies were going to get a run no matter what, but now there's still one out, and they've got runners on first and second. It's a 3-1 lead. Wouldn't be bad to get another one.
No.
Fly ball to right field. Anderson settles under it, and he makes the catch. Well, there are 2 outs. Hey, by the way, Johnny, we've been mentioning all along the article that was out today. It was in the Inquirer. Bob Brookover and Scott Lauber put it together. It's the 2008 World Series Game 5 and all the rain that delayed the Phillies' reign. The oral history of that, we were referring to that with Jeff Jenkins. It's really a neat piece. It just goes, it's got Baldelli in it, Shane Victorino in it. Utley just comments about just waiting to come back out after the delay. And even leading up to the delay.
Well, there was suspension of the game.
Correct.
And then the next day they couldn't play.
No, it's rainy and snowy.
But we were here.
Oh, you had to do your...
Yeah, we still had to do stuff.
Were you cold?
It was a little frigid, yes, Tom.
I think I watched you.
I appreciate that.
From the comforts of my home.
You might have been the only one.
That's off the glove of Real Muto, and the runners will move up. It has been scored a pass ball. Real Muto didn't say anything to Garrett, so there was no cross up. Well, this is a sloppy inning by the Marlins. Phillies will take it. He just missed it.
Yep. Yeah, and when you know he didn't say anything to Gary, you knew it was his fault.
Drive base hit it to right center field. 2 runs will score. Roman's on his way to second. The throw on one hop is dropped. 5-1 Phillies. with the roll of the dice to put Roman in for defensive purposes to replace Reese. He probably would have pitched in this spot anyway.
No, 2-run double, no big deal.
They're going to walk Cesar intentionally.
Beautiful swing right there, nice and level. That's a swing that hopefully we get to see this weekend with Mike Schmidt there. Look at the swim move.
He was waiting to do his little move. The ball never arrived. And now Sir Anthony is going to bat. See, he was in the dugout. Knapp was going to pinch hit. Sir Anthony's going up there with no batting gloves. He's using Knapp's bat. I don't know whose helmet he's using. I don't even know if he's going to swing. After the intentional walk to Cesar.
Whose helmet does he have on? It looked like 20-something.
I don't know whose helmet he put on, but he was trying to make sure it fit. I think it's Roman's.
Roman's right-handed helmet.
Yeah, Roman's right-handed helmet. Because Roman's at second with his left-handed helmet. Think he's going to swing, John?
Yeah. He's young. He wants to get, I would think. I mean, I don't know what he was told, but he's young. He wants to get a hit.
Outside, it's 2-1.
Maybe not. Yeah, I think Knapp was out there as a decoy to hope to fool the Marlins into pitching to.
No batting gloves, no pine tar, now no bat.
Well, let's hope he still has skin on his fingers on his right hand.
It remains 2-2. Andrew's like, that's my bat.
Got to work on him at rollover. Rolling over that top hand, Tom.
As long as he doesn't break that top hand.
No kidding. But he did swing.
He does again, and he's down on strikes. The inning is over. 8 men come to the plate. A very sloppy inning for the Marlins. It helps the Phils add some insurance. They scored 3. We'll go to the 9th. It's 5-1 Phillies. And Sir Anthony Dominguez will continue out on the mound. And he will face Justin Bohr. and then Martin Prado. Those are the first 2 hitters for the Marlins. Reminder, we'll be back in action tomorrow at 7 o'clock as the Phils and the Marlins head to Game 3 of this series.
Well, so far so good. Walk off last night and some insurance runs for Sir Anthony here in the 9th.
Yeah, huge insurance runs for Sir Anthony and the Phillies.
Yeah, now you know you can make a mistake and still not have it hurt you.
I thought maybe they would bring Morgan in just to then preserve Sir Anthony, but he only threw 2 pitches in his last inning to finish off the last inning.
Threw 3, right? Struck out Realmuto on 3 pitches.
I'm sorry, 3 pitches, yeah. 0-2.
That'd be a tough league if you threw 2 pitches
no,
and
you're
you
right.
struck
It's a
out.
strikeout. I looked up at the board a little too soon. He's throwing 5 now. Yeah, the dirt 1-2. Green 2. Bouncing ball right side. Cesar throws out Justin Bohr. And Martin Prado will be the next hitter.
Big right there, 4-run lead. Get that leadoff hitter. And no matter what, you're 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning if someone gets on. Prado almost got on the hard way.
Yeah, that would have hurt. Fly ball left center field. That is well hit. Quinn is going back toward the well. Looks like he has room. He dives and he makes the catch. He made it a little more interesting than he needed to. But there are 2 outs.
Think about, he almost caught that ball in dead center field. I mean, look where this thing just keeps drifting on him. He goes from the WB Mason to the Giant to the State Farm sign. I mean, that ball kept running on him and running on him, but you know, the good thing is he ran along the wall, so he knew he wasn't going to run into it.
Dietrich takes low.
Pretty good closing speed.
Such a good athlete. And all around the Delaware Valley, folks are saying, man, if he could just stay healthy.
Yep. Got a nice quick bat.
they come to their feet. The 2-2. And a line to right field. Dietrich will keep the hopes alive for the Marlins. A one-hopper off the scoreboard. And he'll go to second base. So he is there ahead of the throw by Nick Williams. A good strong throw. 2-out double. And now Rojas will come up. You get somebody up just because so you don't let the pitch count get too high, or at this point it's a point of no return?
Well, I think it's a point of no return now. You know, I'm sure with Sierra up next, who's a left-handed hitter, and we still have Galloway and Holiday, but I mean, Adam threw a little bit, so I'm sure Adam would be the quickest to get up and get ready.
Yeah. Rojas takes the slider low. And here we go again. Marlins down to their last strike. Alfaro got nailed by that foul ball. He's got nailed by a couple of them tonight. He's going to need an ice bath when this is all over with, huh?
Couple of them.
The very dry but humorous Sean Fakasny just said something to make him laugh.
Yeah, they're all laughing, but one of them's hurting.
Said he was fine.
Yeah. Careful what you say. I had an old trainer tell me once, never believe a player.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Rojas. And the pitch. Ground ball left side. Kingery backhands, fires to first in time. Win number 61 is in the books. The Phils win it 5-1 over the Marlins, and they maintain a half-game lead in the National League East. In the 9th inning, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left in scoring position. The save to Sir Anthony. That's his 6th save this season of more than an inning's work. And the Phils have won 2 straight over the Marlins and 3 straight overall. Time now for our W.B. Mason deliveries of the game, John.
Yeah, nice to get on the board early. Reese right here with the little bloop base hit right in front of Sierra. Vince, who had doubled earlier in the at-bat, an adventurous base running. Scores the first run for the Fighting Phils. Then in the 7th, Conley comes in to face Odubel. He throws a wild pitch. Cesar scores. Reese goes to third base after doubling. And those are our deliveries of the game, brought to you by W.B. Mason and the superstar Rhys Hoskins down on the field with the Greg Murphy.
All right, thank you very much, John. Well, no one said this was going to be easy against this Marlins team. I know you guys certainly didn't think that, but you come in here 2 games in a row and you're able to do what you need to do to get a win, Reese.
Yeah, good teams find a way to win. Sometimes they're ugly, but that's okay, man. It's a win. Vince was Vince was wow. Set the tone for the whole game. We were able to tack on some runs there at the end of the game, and so did the rest.
You know, when you look over like the past couple of wins and you look down the box score, it just seems like a different guy every night is doing their job and getting it done. I think about Victor tonight, Roman making a big play and getting a big hit in this one. Again, that's what good teams do. They use all 25.
100%. Sign of a good team. You know, we got every guy contributing, seems like every night. You mentioned Arano coming in and getting 2 big outs in probably the biggest situation of the game. So really, really fun to see. And I'll tell you what, man, it's really fun to be a part of.
We're listening to this crowd. They're still celebrating. They're on their feet. You know, the 2008 guys, which we're celebrating this week, talk about how they fed off this crowd during their run. You starting to get the sense of how you can feed off a crowd here in Philadelphia?
Absolutely. I know Chase said it when he was here, but, you know, the fans provide us a lot of energy, especially when we get late in the season. You know, we've been playing a lot of games. Fans coming to the ballpark, it just that adrenaline kick. We know how passionate they are. They're into the game. It's good, and it makes it a fun place to play. It really does.
It was a lot of fun tonight. Congratulations on the win. Guys, we'll send it back upstairs.
All right, Murph, thank you very much. Reese Hoskins and the rest of the Phil's offense with 9 hits today. But the Chevrolet player of the game is a guy who got the scoring started as well with Vince Velasquez.
Yeah, Vince was really good today, really firing that fastball, getting ahead of hitters. And at one point with 78 pitches, he had 60 strikes and only 18 balls. He was dominant, fielding his position well. You mentioned the at-bat, he hits a double, advances to third on a long fly ball, and then scores on that single by Reese. And pretty much a complete game by Vince Velasquez, who has been really, really good in this last month and a half.
Well, a little defense tonight for the Phils. I know we've talked about the defense or lack thereof consistently. They got some really good plays tonight. That one by Franco was ruled safe and then overturned. How about Roman Quinn here in the 9th inning? Phils win at 5-1. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.